Hi everyone, happy Sunday. I am really feeling inspired to film this and share this with you. It's an exercise that I wish to share. Some of you know I have a background in karate of just over 13 years, and I've been really kind of like craving like going back into that, especially sparring. But my brothers are away, so when they come back, I'll take my opportunity. But yeah, and I've just been kind of reflecting on some of the exercises that we would do, and there's one that just came to mind that would be great, not just as a karate martial art exercise, but also as like an embodiment practice and also potentially a release tool, depending on what you need. So yeah, I just feel like presenting that to you today. So if you want to join me, I'll invite you to follow me. First, we're going to take a stance. I know you guys can't see me, but we're going to take in a grounding. So make sure that it's kind of like a squatting position where you make sure that your knees aren't over your feet, and that you make sure your feet aren't angled. They're kind of leveled straight. And also to acknowledge the core. So make sure that you're not like this where you're leaning like that, but that your pelvis is kind of pushed in, the core is activated, and it's nice and strong. So once you're there, what we're going to do is there's a few ways I've kind of envisioned this happening. We're going to take our fists, and also just a one-on-one on fists. Make sure that your thumbs are inside and not like this. They're not out, because you don't want to break your thumbs. So your thumbs are like this. So your fists are like this. And when you punch, make sure that you're punching straight and that your wrist isn't like this. So there's like an intention and a direction on your fist when you're punching. So we got our fists ready. We're gonna bring them, our core activated, our grounding is grounded, is solid. Our fists are here at the side of our hips. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do just a few rounds of punching just to feel what that's like in the body and activate and work with the core at the same time. What helps me a lot is to use my breath when I'm doing it, because the core is so activated when we're punching. It helps to use the breath to stabilize the body. So I'm just going to show you an example. And also a tip that I like to do is to really focus and hone in on my opponent or my target. And I really just kind of like laser beam that. So my focus is on my target. I'm all ready. My stance is, my grounding is there. Core is activated. Fists are here. So that's what that looks like. Another element that I'll invite you guys to apply, and this is where it kind of gets interesting, that it can be used as a form of a release tool, as an embodiment tool, as an empowerment tool, is the use of the kiai when we're doing our punches. So the kiai is a release that we do from our voice in order to complement the movement that we're doing, the attack that we're doing. My teacher used to tell us that the kiai needs to be so intentional and so focused that alone should scare away your opponent. So that's how much intention and power the kiai has when you're doing a movement or an attack. So I'll demonstrate it. I'll start first with a few breaths, like I was doing before, and then I'm going to lean into the kiai. So that's what that looks like. And so to use this as a form of a release tool, I can invite you guys to visualize what it is that you are needing to release, and as well as visualize that as your opponent, so that you're actually, you're actually punching your opponent, you're punching what it is that you need to release. So yeah, and you can alternate. It doesn't need to be this. It can be 2 punches too at the same time. Or it can be more dynamic, like, and then on that final one is when you chai. So, hey! 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 So always the core very activated. You have to be stable here, otherwise you're going to be all wobbly all over the place. And that the kiai doesn't have that container to out. So yeah, I just felt really inspired to do that. I really hope that this helps you. Like, this really excites me. It kind of ignites me, and I'm really looking forward to sparring with my brothers when they're back. And yeah, just, it's so like empowering and activating.